and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about bottom navigation bar, and based on the project we've been working on from the beginning of this series, I'm going to show us a few things as to designing your bottom navigation bar in a Flutter app. So let's get started. Yeah, let's get our hands dirty. All right, just go back to our previous script. By the way, I've also gotten some complaints about my font size, so I'm making adjustment to that right away. Yeah, I think this should be legible enough, and then let's just put all that later. If you remember very well, or if you watch my previous video, you can check the link below. If you watch my previous videos, you see how we came about this page in our tax manager app. We found a UI by someone. So this UI is what we're trying to replicate with our mobile app design. Excuse me. So for this, right, we're trying to design a task manager app, and then we already have this introduction page, and then we have kind of like the home screen. So what we're going to add now is we need to add this section of the app, which is the bottom navigation bar. So to get this, of course, it has some pretty paint inside, like we need to do paint for some of the screen, but nonetheless, we'll just follow the normal format here, and then by the next video we're going to be touching on how to add the paint part of adding shapes. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, first and foremost, on this screen we're going to define the bottom navigation bar. Yeah, I've also found the icon for this. He used this icons here are view sacks. View sacks icon is actually a free icon available on Figma. I would also add the link for you to download the icon in the description. So please just, feel free. This is the icon, and this is where we're going to be exporting the icons from when we need them. But for now, let's get started with the project. All right. So first thing first is to add the bottom navigation bar to your screen. So, well, if you check the hierarchy of the page, at the moment we've not really done too much on the scaffold. I've just linked it to this home, which is just like a stateless widget. So I'm just going to create like I think it's about 4 screens. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 screens. So I'm just going to create kind of like a stateless widget for all of them. So well, I'm using a VS Code extension which helps me to do this faster. Let's drop this down first. Let's take it to the next one. Yeah, so I'm just creating everything on the page instead of doing so much. This is not best practice, but it's just for the purpose of this screen. It's just for the purpose of this class, so I'm just going to do another stateless, and that's because we're not actually putting content yet. So I'll just do next one is this home. I think let's check home calendar. That's it. So let's just do a container here. Let's just add the container, remove the const. So all I can just do is I'll just duplicate this for the remaining two. Calendar. Next one is let's just call this activity. Let's call this activity, and then let's call this profile. So we're just putting this as template for all our screens. Yeah. So we have the 4 screens set up. The home is the first one we're seeing here. So next thing to do is for bottom navigation, your scaffold has like a bottom navigation feature. So on our main screen, which is going to be like, because if you do native Android, you will know like activities upon activities. Like these screens are kind of like activities on the main screen. So what we're going to do now is on this our main screen, which is this main stateful widget for home page, or for generally for our dashboard, we're just going to add bottom navigation. Yeah. So on our bottom navigation bar, then we can now do some, custom design, stuff like that. So for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to design a container. Of course, we can actually do a paint where we design how we want the bottom navigation to look basically. And one thing is, of course, if you go on pub.dev, you will find several ready-made bottom navigation bar, but for me, it's not always efficient. It's better you understand how to do it yourself. So I'm just going to do a container, right, for my bottom navigation. I'm just going to do a container, and then under my container, I'll just do decoration. Okay, I'll just do box decoration. Is there any reason why this is being flat? Const. Okay, sorry. Remove this. Add this. We're still going to change this though. We're still going to change this because your bottom navigation bar is supposed to determine which screen this is. Do you get? So this is like a constant screen now, but we're still going to change this where this will change the current body. So let's just do a color. I'm sorry, I still did not save that particular color. Let's just call it white for now. Let's just do white for now. Let's see. Yeah, const home. Why is our screen disappearing? Just container. I'm just wondering why our screen is disappearing. Just check. Let's see what's happening. Charge. Okay, so you know what? Let's define height. That should always be somewhere between, I think, 180. Let's see. So that would save the. Yeah. So if we define this color now, let me just get this color out. Let's see the color it has there. Do. Yeah, I can get this. Sorry, just looking for the color. Probably today is almost done. The background color. Tags, and then this one comes with. Yeah. So I'm just going to copy this color. I mean, this color is supposed to be in kind of like a predefined color sets where you define like all your colors and then just pick them one after the other. But sorry, I'm just going to show us this for now. Okay, well, color here. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, that's. I think 180 is too much. I think it's 80. Sorry. Yeah, around 80. Yeah. So for this now, we need to change this color to kind of like that. Okay, I think we're getting there. A bit brighter. Yeah. So that's it. Let's shift this up a bit. Okay. So we have this. Right now. Next thing to do is our border radius. So we're going to do border radius. Okay, sorry, it's supposed to be in between this. Border radius dot circular. Okay, sorry. So take it as once. Border radius is circular 20. Am I getting this? Am I using const? Yeah. And so happens, yeah. So, but there's something tricky about this. We have to do just the top so that the bottom, when you get on devices that doesn't have that curved edge, across all. So we're going to do radius dot radius dot radius of circular. Or I want to give this just to the edges. So we'll do border radius only. Then we'll do top left radius dot circular. We'll do 10 bottom, then top right radius dot circular, another 10. Yeah, so we have both. So yeah, I think maybe we'll just increase this a bit to like 30. Sorry, I mean the designer didn't put, we don't have access to the actual file. That's why I'm just kind of using my own initiative to pick a color. So we have that, and then next thing is we need to bring in these icons. So just to achieve that, we're then going to specify the content, right? So to specify the content, you go to child. Under your bottom navigation, this is the container, so I'm going to just go to child. So I'm going to do a row. Right, yeah, I'm going to do a row because I mean they are aligned horizontally. So for this, the children, because, well, this is predefined. Do you get, like, when we say predefined means that like you already know the number of pages, but in the case where you probably don't know the number of what do they call it, you would have, and you want to just maintain one kind of design. So what you can do, just create like a list of the icons, and then probably the pages you want them to route to, and then based on that list you create an expanded screen in between here. So let me just show you what I mean. So I'm just going to create a list, right? A list of title and pages for my screen. So I'll go back up here before I come back to children. So I'm going to go here and say, okay, you know what? For icons, I'll just create a list of icons. First, don't forget for navigation here, return first one, which will be an index equals to 0. And then next one, pages, final, just create the final pages, which will also become a list. So here we're now going to list all those screens, the stateless screens we created before. So we're going to call home. First one, second one would be I think calendar. Yeah. Next one would be activity. Yeah, and then the last one will be profile. So these are all screens. Yeah, they are all the screens that I've created below here. So next thing is we're going to create then the icon. So that will be another final list. So that will be another final list of icons. So we'll do lists icons equals to just do this assets. Okay, let's get the assets first. Just get the assets first. So next thing to do is go to your file folder, view sacs. So well, the color is different. So what we're going to do now is just go to color, right? I'll just drop it down so you can see here. So the first icon is the home icon, right? And then we're going to export them in SVG. Don't forget, it's always good to use your icons in SVG so you won't lose the file kind of sizes and the likes. So color, I can't say which color exactly. Just gonna push this down here. So I just pick a color from this. So let's see what it looks like from here. Okay, is it possible? So let's go to, I think there's just one of the elements which the person who designed this had actually made free. So what you can do is, let's check the color here. Yeah. So yeah, this is the color. So the color code, we just go back to it. Yeah, kind of a lot of them, kind of like the icon format. So you go to use the bulk one because that has the two kind of tones for each color. So I'm just going to paste that in. Yeah, so that's one. So I'm going to export this now as SVG. Yeah, so I'm going to export it. So to export it, I'll just do this. Let's go to, sorry, I'm just going to look for my tax manager. I think it's on desktop. Should I move it somewhere else? Looks like it should be session. So I'm just trying to find the, okay, I'll just look for it. Just gonna get this. Okay, session one, found it. So export. Tax manager icon. Yeah. So this one first. So let's just take all the others two at once. Second one will be activity. So I think that falls under. So let's see. Since there's calendar here directly next to us, let's just take calendar at once. So I'll just give it a color. Export. Don't forget you're exporting as SVG. So export this one as SVG. Next is people. So let's just check. Yeah. So it should be this one. Yeah. The next icon, yeah, it's this one. So just like the other one, just paste the color. Export as SVG. So do this export icons. Yeah. So I'm looking for kind of like the activity design tools. Okay, should be somewhere here. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, the one with two. So it's this one. Yeah, so export this as SVG and that'll be the last icon. Yeah, so that's pretty it. We're just going to put the last one in. So let's go to our session. Yeah. So I just want to extract because it looks like it's in a folder. So document, just call it activity. Activity views and profile. Calendar. Images, icon view. So I'm just going to do this. Just going to remove this. And so I want it to 5, yeah? What's supposed to be 5? Profile, activity, okay, this is another icon. Okay, so let's the script. Right. So now that we have, don't forget, the reason why those should load default is because we have already imported the icon here in assets. In case you have not done that previously, please ensure that you import the icon folder as well. So let's go back to home page. Yeah, so we're going to now list this. So next thing is assets slash images slash, let's check the hierarchy, assets, images, icons, then name of the icon. So first one will be home.svg. Home.svg. This one will be profile. This one will be call it activity. I think this one will be calendar. Yeah. So now that we have this, right? So next thing to do, right, is to go back to our. We have this and we have this. So next thing to do first, don't forget that I said what determines the page that is displaying at the moment is it's just a constant value. But now we're going to change it to this for your navigation. So you're going to change it to pages and then index. So index is 0 at the moment, 0, 1, 2, 3. So if we change to this now, say pages in the like array of lists, and then just pick index. So the current index now would be 0. So let's bring back our view. Let's see if that is correct. Yes, so you have that. So now for the children, we're now going to generate the list of icons, list.generate. Once you do this list.generate, then you put icons.length. That is the count. Icons.length, then where I is like each element. So now we're defining each element. This will not be a constant, definitely. No, I want I, not index. Icons.length is the generate. Just want to be sure I'm on the right track. Icons.length list.generate. So we don't need to put this actually in an array. Yeah, we don't need to put that in an array though. Don't need this again. So it's because list itself is an array. So let's see what comes out of this. So now the next thing to do is to return expanded. So you return an expanded screen or an expanded chart rather. I'm not sure why I'm getting errors all over. We get to the root of this. Let's just keep working. Okay, child. So our child would then be like a button because it's an element, like it's a click element here. So you can do a gesture, you can do an inkwell, but I'm just going to use a Cupertino button right now. So a Cupertino button and some slight animation just to switch between the pages when they're being pressed or something like that. So I'll do kind of like let me bring this import. Yeah. So you need that actually imported. So you have this kind of animated opacity. Let me just bring the element itself. Let me just bring the element itself first. So let's do child before we start putting animations and like effects. So we'll do a stack. Stack is because we're having two elements over and one another. Oh, let's bring the first element as well to do where I'm just trying to show a few things that you can do with. So what you can do first is like your child, which would be like a sized box of your icon. So I'll do sized box. Child would then be your SVG picture dot assets. Yeah, so you then put the icon now. So you say icon high. Icons right there. Icons high. Yeah, that means you're trying to pick the list from the list here. Pick one of them. So what is this one saying? Okay, I'm pressed. Yeah, definitely that's gonna come in. Unpressed is like the action I want to do perform. So when we do an unpressed, the next thing we want is when this is pressed, we want it to move to another screen, which will then be like change the index. Do you get? So what we're going to just do is set the states, and then change the index. So we can set state index equals to I being the current button that is being pressed. So let's investigate what's happening here. Find this. I'm going to find what this. So I'm just trying to get what is happening. So I'm just checking this. This is done. This is done. This is done. This is the row. Yeah, scaffold. Container and scaffold. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so let's refresh and see what's happening. That was fast. Yeah, so now we have all the screens ready. So we have 1, 2, 3. So now if you change them, so let me just show you that is working. Viola. I just put the text in between. I just do a center text container screen. Oh, this should be activity screen. Oh, calendar screen. Calendar screen. So I'm just going to put this. What is happening to this? Child, sorry. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm not sure why this is giving me error. What does it want? Unnecessary instance of container. Let's just set that there. Yeah, so let's just return same thing here. It's good to always check your errors so that you have a clean code all through. So this is activity screen, and then this is a profile screen. So we're going to populate this sometimes later. But at the moment, 1, 2, 3, 4, very sweet transition. Well, I wanted to add some bit of animation. I think the outer bottom nav is too much, so let's drop that a bit. Let's drop it to 80 back. Yes, so you have something like this. Yeah, on top of it is a floating button, but we're not getting to that yet. Let's just have this. Try your hand around this. Ensure you are practicing this. It's very sweet. I can go on and add some effects, or let's just add some effects where you can define or you can determine which one is currently active. So like on the one that's currently active will show probably like an underline, or probably the text will be highlighted or something. So I'm just going to run through that now. So I mean, you see how seamless it is and fast. There's no lag between the screen. If you try some other ones where you put column on top of each other, you would then be having stuff like your column is, I mean, your screen switching is lagging and all those kind of effects. But with this, it is seamless and very swift. So I want to identify which is currently active. So what we can do with that, there are several ways to it though. So, but first, let me just increase this size. I think it's a bit small. Let's see if it will respond, because sometimes these SVG elements are. Let's use width here. Let's use width from the size box. Width. Let me see. 60. Now it's strange. Let's do this. Let's put it in the element itself. Please always ensure your icon is kind of like a square. Yeah, okay. But it looks like just only 2 is responding to our size change. So let's do 35. Every time your icon should be between 40 and 35. It's quite much. Let's drop it to 30. Yeah, I think we're good this way. Okay, so I mean, we're very there. So well, this actually should be deeper color, but looks like one is more active. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to put this in between later. Looks like we're still bigger than the actual design. 26. Yeah. 28. Okay, so that's fine. So now let's identify which one is active. I won't be following this because the color is looking tacky. So I'll just do like an highlight on each one. So to do that, what I always do is I put this particular element, this icon, I stack it. So when I stack it, I'm putting one up, one down. Do you get? So I'm just going to stack. So when I stack it that way, I then put a clip behavior. So just do a clip behavior. Put a clip behavior of none. Then next is you do alignment center. Alignment of center. Yeah, I think with that. So next is I'm just under that I'm just going to put the position element. Position element, which would be like I just do kind of like a container with height and width. Height 2 with 100. Well, let's do with 15. Let's see what it looks like. Positioned top 20, like so that it will come beneath this one. So let's see. Am I hiding a size box or a container? Sorry, it should be a container with color decorations actually. Box decoration. color, let's do this main color in the app. Sorry, I'm still not doing the right thing with this. I'm supposed to create this in a data set and then just be importing the one after the other, but I'll do that probably before the next tutorial video. So color, box decoration, color is happening here. Okay. Did I put this myself? No, you did yourself, so I didn't realize it. Yeah, so that's it. Looks like it's a bit down, so let's do 20. Let's do 28. 30. Yeah. So that way I can see the current 1, 3. Yeah, sometimes you can make it smaller. Let's do 10. So I'm reducing the width. Yeah. So you can make it a circle, you can make it into any shape. So what we're going to do now is this will not display when it is not active. So what you do here is just like a condition where you say if I equals to index. So just let's do if index equals to I. Yeah. So I know the current page. Exactly. So you can see now. So I'll see the active one as I'm switching. I mean, it's very interesting to do. So I hope you've learned from this tutorial video. I hope you enjoy and practice this. Please, the best way to learn is to practice. Don't just, I'm going to share this code as well as we're progressing. We're still going to add a float button here just to follow this our design templates. I'm going to add the float button here because we have to actually run a paint to get this. But the major part of this tutorial was for us to learn how to do bottom navigation and then switch from page to page. Right, so that has been achieved. So we're going to, the next tutorial, we're going to create a paint and then kind of like do this original one. So please practice and follow my other tutorials to see what we have done previously. If you are lost at any point, you can just drop questions in the comment section. I hope you get the best out of this. Thank you. See you later.